So now we are going to try and write text to a text file. So we're going to try and write some data to a text file, and to do that, once again we're going to use the file stream class. As you can see here, I have set up the file stream just like we set up the file stream when we were reading from a text file. The only difference we have here is that the file mode that we've chosen in this case is the create new file mode. What this file mode does is it tells the operating system to create a new file with this name, my first file, right, in the D drive, right? So if there is a file that already exists in the D drive by this name, then this is going to throw an error, right? So we must make sure that our D drive does not have a file with this name, and as we can see, we don't have a file by this name in our D drive. So this is basically going to tell the operating system to create a new file and to write data to that file. Okay, so the only thing we need to worry about here is that we don't already have a file by this name in this folder, right? Once we are done with this, now we are going to set up our stream writer. Okay, as you can see, I've set up the stream writer, and it is very similar to what we did when we were working with a stream reader. So with the help of this stream writer, we are going to be writing text into our text file, right? So we can use the stream writer, the SW object that we have created, right, to access all the methods and all the procedures and the functions within the io.streamwriter class, right? And one of the functions that we are interested in is the RightLine function. The RightLine function writes a line in the text file, and within, as a parameter within this function, within this procedure, sorry, this is not a function, this is a procedure, right? So within this procedure, what we can do is we can pass a string value. So let's pass a string value like hello, right? So this WriteLine function is going to write a new line into our text file, and it's going to write this string hello inside that file. Let's write another string. So let's call WriteLine once again, right? And once we call this procedure, we can now write another string into our file, and let's try something like good day. So what this is going to do is it's going to write another line good day into our text file. Now that we are done with this, we need to close the stream writer. We also need to close our file stream, right? And we are now ready to run this code. So when we run this code, okay, there's some error. Let me pause and check what the error is. Okay, so I have this backslash here, right here, that was giving us the error. So let me so now we're good to go. Okay, and let's try and run this code once again. And once we run this code, we can actually go and check if the file has been created. Let me refresh this folder, and we can see that the file has been created, my first file, and inside that file you can see that we have two lines now. Inside this file we have both the lines, both the string values have been written into two separate lines inside the file. So we've successfully been able to write data to our text files. Okay, so let me explain a few different modes that we can use. What if we use the mode create? What if we use the mode create? If we use this mode to work with a file, this does not worry whether the file already exists. Okay, so with the create mode, you're telling the operating system that even if this file exists, right, I am going to overwrite the data in that file, and in case this file does not exist in the D drive, then you will create a new file. So it's telling the operating system to create a new file by this name, but if a file already exists by this name, even then we are fine. We are going to overwrite on that file, right? So what we're going to do is we are going to change our strings that we want to write, right? So we're just going to change these two and see if this works. Okay, let's see if this works. So now that we are going to run this piece of code in this mode, what's going to happen is that the operating system is first going to check if a file by this name exists. If a file by this name exists in our D drive, which it does, right, because we just created this file, then the operating system is simply going to overwrite whatever was written in that file by what this program now wants to write. Okay, so let's run this program and see if this works. So I am going to show you that our text file has been updated now. We have two new entries in our text file. So whatever was there in the file previously got overwritten. So how do you want to work with a file when you want the original information or the original text to stay where it is in the file, and you want to add new text to the end of the file? So to do that, the mode that you want to use is the append mode. What the append mode does is, if you are going to write any information, if you're going to write any data into the text file, it is going to add this new data at the end of the text file, right? So whatever is there, whatever is in the file stays in the file, and the new lines that you're going to write are going to be written at the end of the file. So let's say we're going to write April here, and we're going to write May, right? So these are the two new values, or the two new lines that we want to write in our file. So when I run this piece of code, I'm running, basically when this program runs, I'm telling that my file stream is going to be opened up in the append mode. So hopefully these two will now be added. When I run this program, these two will now be added to the end of our file, and as you can see here, the two lines have been added to the end of the file. So what was there previously in the file, all those lines, they are untouched, and we've added two new lines successfully at the end of the file. So the append mode, what if I am trying to work with the append mode, and that file which I have given in the file path, that file is not there in the D drive. So let's try and name a different file. Let's say we are going to month.txt, right? So this file, as you can see, is not there in the D drive, right? So what if I run this program now? The append mode works wonderfully in this case. It's going to tell the operating system that if the file already exists, that's fine, but if the file doesn't exist, then create a new file, just like the other modes do. But if a file does exist, we are not going to overwrite the text that is already there in the file. However, if the file does not exist, we are going to be able to create a new file, right? So let me run this piece of code and show you how this works. we go in the D drive, and when we refresh this, we can see that we've created a new file successfully. So the append mode is able to create the new file successfully. If the file already exists, it does not overwrite that file, but whatever new information or new lines that we want to write in the file are going to be written at the end of the file. Okay, this is your assignment. You are going to write a program code in Visual Basic in which you are going to read data from a text file, and then you're going to save that data into another file, right? So you're basically going to be making a copy of that text file. You can solve your solutions, right, on a piece of paper. You can take a picture and WhatsApp me the solution. I'll check it for you guys.